Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. We are going to finish our look at Square Hammer by Ghost by checking out the two guitar solos. I played them both back to back there, but when we transition to that little, that's played by a different, there's two separate guitar players there. So we're going to learn those both here today. We've already learned all the rhythms and that go on underneath the solo and the rest of the song in the first video, so make sure you check that out. And we are still tuned down a whole step, so that is written in the description. If you're just looking at this video first, you can see those notes. So let's go through this solo here. We're going to start with this phrase. That's pretty cool. Let me turn some of this delay off so it's not so annoying. So we have a. That's really cool as soon as you get it underneath your fingers. You're going to start with a hammer between 7 and 9 on the D, over to 7 on the G. When you get to the 9 on the G, jump over here to the 7th fret on the A string, then 9 on the D, and then 11 on the G string. You can see the fingerings that I'm using for that. Then we're going to play that again, except this time we're going to switch to the 12th fret on the G, so it's going to be kind of a stretch. Then back to the 9 on the D. So we have this. Now, when you get to this 9 on the D, it's probably better to just jump up and grab that with your first finger. So then you can grab the next dude. There's a 12th fret on the B and 9th fret on the G. So like this. You can do it like that, kind of transition. And then we have this. So that's a little trill between 5 and 3 on the B string. Then it lets it go down to the open B. Then come back up, hammering on 3 to 5. So like this. And then you're going to do another little series of trills, starting with the open string, then 3, and then do a couple trills between 3 and 5. And then the open B, and when you do that open B, use that as an opportunity to jump up to the 7th fret. Then a half step bend and release at the 7th fret. So starting from the trill sections, one more time. Then go down to 5. And then you're going to do a slow bend and release, half step bend and release at the 7th fret there again on the B. So after that bend, over to 7 on the G, 9 on the A, 10, 12. And he's going to end this first guitar solo with basically same riff that we were doing earlier. In case you haven't seen that video, it's the 9th fret there on the G, 11, 12, then 10 on the D, back to the 11, 12 on the G, now to 9 on the D string, back to 11, 12, and then over to 12 on the D, then back 11, 12 again on the G, back to the 12 on the D. So I kind of flew through that because if you know the original riff in the song, it's the exact same thing, just starting at the 9th fret on the G. Same fingerings and everything. All right, now the second guitarist comes in, the next ghoul, and he plays this. All right, so we had the open B, it's supposed to be in there, so it kind of helps with the transition there. So we're gonna start with the slide. We're gonna play double stops between on the D and the G string at the 7th fret. So play those two strings together, slide up to 9, pick those two again, then the open D and G string. So all these double stops are just on the D and G string here. So we have 7, slide up to 9, slide up to 9, pick 9, open, back to 9 again, back to open. Then the 12th fret here on the D and the G. And then I played it like that because the next chord is going to have 12 on the D and 11 on the G. So we have this so far. All right, now the open D and G. And since you have an open, you can jump back here and grab 2 across the D and the G, and then 4 across the D and the G, then the open D and G, back to the 7s, and back to the open. So it kind of consistently hits those open strings in between. So far I have this. So you can see that when we get to here, and the 2 7s at the end, those are held longer. Then we're back to the opens again, and then we're going to start the riff over. Just like we played the first time, but instead of going to this ending, that one we do this. Which is just moving up to the 16th fret on the G string and the 17th on the D. Hit it 4 times, down to the 16 on the D and 14 on the G. Then there's an open B string in there, real quick, and then we're going to start this little melody. With the open B out of it again. So we have open B, then hammer 15 to 17. Then you pick that again, let it ring, and then there's a half step bend and release at the 19th fret on the B string. Pull off to 17, down to 15 on the B. Then you hit that open B in there, and that gives you time to come back here and do this little quick lick to end the solo. That is just the 10th fret there on the high E, hammer 12, pull back up to 10, over to 12 on the B. You're going to do that 3 times. Then you're going to go back to the high E string, 10th fret, back to the 12th on the B, then jump up here to 15, and then slide into 17. All right, so it's a fun couple solos. I mean, it's really kind of one solo, but it's played by 2 different guys, so I just kind of break it up in 1 and 2. But they're both really fun to play, and kind of really go along with the song really well. Got some unique licks in them as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.